Hi, everyone. This is Mark Plunkett, the pastor of Heritage Presbyterian Church, and this is another of our weekly devotionals. You know, it says in the Bible a lot of things about prayer. It says that we're supposed to pray often. We're supposed to pray often. We're supposed to ask God for the things that we, not necessarily that we want. Be careful with the word want, because that makes it sound like God's a genie. Like if I want chocolate pudding for dinner and I say a little prayer to God and I don't get chocolate pudding for dinner, then what does that mean? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we pray for people. We pray for illnesses to end. We pray for people to be safe. Things like that. And it says in the Bible something about the power of prayer, that if you had enough faith, you could say to a mountain to move here and the mountain would move. I mean, that's pretty powerful. Most of us don't have that kind of faith in our prayer, do we? So most of us, when we pray to God, we're a little bit careful about it. Now, I think it's interesting that in the Psalms, there are several Psalms called laments. And laments are when we are crying. When we are crying, we are upset. Maybe we're even screaming at God. Because in our pain, in our loss, whatever it is, we're just like this. We just can't believe, God, why are all these things happening to me? That's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. As I've said before, somebody told me God's a big boy. He can handle it. But there's a story in the Gospel of Mark that I really, really like. And it's the story of a man named Blind Bartimaeus. Blind Bartimaeus. And Bartimaeus is sitting on the side of the road, and Jesus and the apostles go by, and Bartimaeus asked somebody who it was, and they told him. And so he starts yelling his head off. This is what he did. He began to shout and say, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And a whole bunch of people told him, shut up, you're being too noisy. Barty, knock it off. And he kept right, it even says, he cried out even more loudly, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And he kept doing it until Jesus stopped. And Jesus said, "Bring him to me." And so all these people that were telling Bartimaeus to shut up, suddenly like, Jesus said, "Go get him." So they went and got him. And they brought Bartimaeus to Jesus. I can just imagine what that must have looked like. Here's Bartimaeus calling on Jesus to help him. Here's the crowd telling him, "Shut up and quit bothering the teacher." And here's Jesus going, "Bring him to me. Bring him to me." And so Jesus says to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" And Bartimaeus says, "Teacher, let me see again." Again. Let me see again. That means Bartimaeus had eyesight at one time. And for some reason, maybe an injury, maybe disease, maybe something, he couldn't see anymore. He had gone from seeing to blind. I can't imagine how terrible that would be. And so Jesus said, "Go, your faith has made you well." And immediately Bartimaeus regained his sight and followed Jesus on his way. So Bartimaeus, in his prayer, refused to be quiet. Bartimaeus, in his prayer, refused to be careful. He wasn't going to be quiet. He wasn't going to be dignified. He wasn't even going to be respectful. Well, at least not at first. Once he got in front of Jesus, he quit yelling. He quit screaming because he had the teacher's attention. And then it was Jesus asking, "What can I do for you?" And Bartimaeus saying, "I want to see again." And Jesus saying, "Your faith has healed you." Bartimaeus suddenly could see. I'll bet he was one heck of a follower of Jesus after that. He went from blind to he could see everything. And don't you know, his eyesight was probably perfect. Probably perfect. Like 20/20 eyesight. Like he didn't need glasses like I need glasses. All of a sudden I can't see anything. I'll bet when Bartimaeus got his eyesight back, I'll bet it was perfect. Perfect. And all because he refused to pray silently. He refused to pray in a dignified way. He refused to come before God and be respectful. Instead, he yelled his head off until Jesus said, "What can I do for you?" Now, am I saying we need to yell our heads off when we pray to God? No, but I am saying sometimes maybe we need to really be persistent, be kind of a pest about our prayers. maybe we need to remind God that we really are praying. We're not just saying it once and hoping He'll take care of it. God, I know that you know all about stuff, so I'm not going to bug you about this. Maybe we ought to bug Him about it. He says, ask in prayer for all things. Maybe we should do it. What do you think? Amen. Go be a pest.